first semi-final of the 2003 World Cup. First sudden death knockout match of the tournament after 51 Group and Super 6 games. This is Australia against Sri Lanka. It's being played in Port Elizabeth, a ground which has produced just a touch of recent controversy. Well, this is the way the Super 6 table stood at the end. They are the four teams who've gone into the semi-finals. Up the top there, Australia 24, India 20, dominating, and then Kenya 14, a terrific performance from the Kenyans, and Sri Lanka, well, they've sneaked in at 11.5 in fourth position, and New Zealand and Zimbabwe went home.
Well, in the centre of St George's Park, I've got the two captains, Ricky Ponting and Sanat Jayasuriya, and I've got Clive Lloyd. Well, welcome, Clive, match referee today. And Ricky, you've got the commemorative coin, mate. Head's the call. And is a tail. Ricky, you've won the toss and batted, mate. It looks a pretty good strip.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, yeah. It's, you know, we've played a couple of games here in the past, so we should know these conditions pretty well.
I was going to ask you about that. You've played two games here. You've won one batting first, and you've won one bowling first. Any real preference?
Yeah, it's always nice to bat, I think. This week it probably will get worse as the day goes on, so we're going to get out there early today and hopefully make the most of it while it's pretty good.
Damien Martin out. Michael Bevan obviously comes back into the side. You seem to have good replacements, and that's been one of the key to your success so far in this series. Yeah,
it has been. Yeah, the guys that have come in for injured players have done a fantastic job, and sometimes it's made the selections of the side for the next game pretty hard. But yeah, Damien's got a fracture in his finger, and he's out today, and we're hoping that he's right for the final.
Oh, well, good luck today, mate. Play well.
Thanks, mate.
Sanat, you would have liked to have won that toss today?
Yeah, I would have loved to win that toss and bat first, yeah.
And you've just got the two quick bowlers. So you've got lots of spinners in your side. You think this pitch will suit you?
Yeah, I think basically history says that it has been turning a lot, and that's why we are going with two fast bowlers, and we got Mahela Javadan into the side.
And what about this weather? Do you think that might suit you batting second in this game?
It depends on the situation. Basically, the batting first is ideal in these conditions, particularly in this wicket. But I think we got good spinners today, and with a lot of batting on our side, and we'll have to play some positive cricket.
Any chat in your team meeting about the World Cup final in 1996?
Not really, but we don't want to worry about that, the history. But I think today is an important game. Just go there and play some positive cricket.
Well, mate, we look forward to seeing it today. All the best.
Thanks.
Well, the news from out in the middle is that Ricky Ponting from Australia has won the toss and, not surprisingly, has elected to bat first.
Now, the Sri Lankan side, Marvin Adapatu, Sanat Jayasuriya, then Gunawarna, Tilakaratne, De Silva, Arnold, Sangakkara. Joe Wardner, he's a long way down the batting list there. Shaminda Vas, Muraliran and Gunaratne. And the Australians, Gilchrist and Hayden at the top with Ponting at 3, Lehmann 4, Bevan. Bear in mind Damien Martin is out with a broken finger. Simons and Harvey both in the side because it didn't pose too much of a selection problem in the end with one man out. Hogan, Bickle, Lee and McGrath.
Just outside off stump, no real swing there. Interesting, it's very overcast, and it's the sort of day one associates with a bit of swing. What's your prediction on that, Ian?
It'll swing while the ball is new. That one just hinted away a little bit. Westerly breeze blowing, bringing the clouds from where we've seen there on the left of screen across the ground that way. Chances of rain are high. Yes, it'll swing, but the white ball doesn't swing for too long. Normally 3 to 4 overs each end.
So two deliveries, absolutely bang on target, nothing loose. Shaminda Vas, of course, has got a great record. He and Mathia Muralidiran have done wonders for this side. Between the two of them, they've taken the majority of the wickets. And the rest of the bowlers, of course, basically make up the numbers. Just to give you some idea, 148 overs they've bowled. The rest of the bowlers have bowled 226 overs, and they've taken 37 of the wickets by virtue of 34 from the rest of them. So these two, Vas, who's operating now, and also Mathia Muralidiran, are going to be a handful here, and their averages. Voss and Muralidharan together average a wicket every 15 runs. That is, the rest are double that. And the same, to all intents and purposes, applies as well to the runs they concede per over. So they are the men. Voss has the ball. Oh, that's well bowled, not out. That bounced a little bit and nipped back.
He bowled 3 outswingers, and this one rolling the fingers down the left side of the ball as we look from behind, and pitches outside off and just nips back. Adam Gilchrist's footwork is good, gets hit outside the line of off, playing a shot you should not be given out. Well worth a shout by the Sri Lankans. They trapped him on the move with a nice piece of deception.
Off the pad. That one just a little straighter, going for the LBW, I would suggest. Umpire Shepherd there signalling leg byes. So now it's Hayden's turn. This has not been a favourite ground of his this World Cup. Out for 1 in both the matches that he's been involved in on this ground during this World Cup.
22 he made 11 days ago at Centurion against Sri Lanka. The other thing Chaminda Vasa's got to overcome is his record against Australia doesn't stack up to the rest of his career or his World Cup performance. So he needs to get on top of this Australian batting order right now. Forget history. Jayasuriya doesn't want to think about the 96 World Cup. Vas can't think about his record against Australia.
Oh, that's way down the leg side. It's flicked away. Could it go for 4? No. Back for the second. This is good running. The throw just a little offline. Very positive running between the wickets. The end of the first over. It's 3 for none. Oh, he loves them up and straight, and he'll smash them. That's exactly what he's done there. That's a beautiful straight drive. Gilchrist's first boundary.
Down to mid-off, the big Australian supporter contingent down there, they love it. And this is what Adam Gilchrist was endeavouring to do against Kenya. Grit the teeth and get the bat moving straight down the line. What a great start for him. He'll enjoy that. Hayden too would love to see something disappear down the ground to get them into this innings.
Oh, he's hit that for 6. That's a big hit. It's flying away into the crowd. 20 rows back. Oh boy, what a way to get going. A 4 straight down the ground. It hissed away off the bat, and that one flew through the air way down to square leg for 6. 10 off 2 balls.
Seam scrambled, pitching outside leg and getting hit for 6 from the line of leg stump. Beautiful swing of the bat. Oh, right in the middle. Beautiful rhythm, nice timing. Gunaratne now has decisions to make. He's seen that. Hasn't liked it.
That's well played. Jayasuriya running parallel with the ball there will restrict them to 2. Oh, he's hit that firmly. Oh, and this will be out. Oh, what an unlucky, what good fielding that was with Muralidharan. He picked it up, he had a shot at the stumps. Gilchrist has a little smile at him. It was inches away from being run out. Brilliant fielding.
Gilchrist, while smiling, was most impressed. He surprised him with the quality of the fielding. He's hit it way too hard for a single to be taken, but he didn't expect Murali to be so good. And what's he doing at mid-off, he says? Normally he's behind point. Jayawardene is behind point today, both of them being in the team. Murali has surprised Gilchrist and got away with one.
Oh, he's absolutely smashed that backward a point for 4.
Shortish being the operative word here. It's a magnificent shot. It's just short enough to play with such freedom. Gunaratne getting rid of the 2 slips which are catching. Finally gets his line outside off. They haven't got the communication happening.
30 for none and a run rate of almost 7 and over. The Australians have got off to a great start here in Port Elizabeth on a slightly overcast day, a cloudy day. Oh, and that's into the gap too. That'll please Matty Hayden. He needed one off the middle of the bat. He needed a boundary as well. So Hayden now starting to make a contribution.
The shoulders just got shrugged by Hayden. a much better feeling. Chaminda Vaas is giving him 3 or 4 practice runs at that, and finally he gets the foot readjusting back to the line of the ball and the middle of the bat onto it.
Three left.
Right, here we go. We'll soon find out. Aravinda de Silva bowling to Gilchrist.
Oh, Kavanagh, bowler. Bowler Kavanagh.
The Australians, if they do what they talk about what they wanted to do, they'll get their eye in here. They'll have a look at the pace of the pitch and see what Aravinda's going to produce before they go hard.
Well, it's in the air and up she goes. Not out, says the umpire. He's walking. He's walking. Well, there we are. That's great to see. Here we are in a semi-final of World Cup cricket, and Adam Gilchrist has played a sweep shot. They've gone up. The umpire didn't look to me as if he was going to give him out, and Adam Gilchrist has walked off the ground. That is great.
It's a magnificent example for world cricket. The Sri Lankans thought for a second time they'd been hard done by. Rolling off spinner, the sweep shot well and truly in play. Just a little full edged onto the bottom of the pad, obviously. Technology mightn't even be able to pick it up. Adam Gilchrist didn't know where it had gone. The Sri Lankans up in unison. Gilchrist walks after Rudy Kurtzen says no, not out. 22 off 20 and he's gone. 34 for 1.
So Ricky Ponting is the new batsman. The Australian captain is out there now. Gilchrist out, and a fair bit of drama associated with this. He looked as if it might have been glove. Let's see. We thought there might be some bat down at this stage, but up the ball went and then probably off the glove. Now, it might have been a bit of each. It was nicely taken. Sangakkara moving quickly. He was in no doubt. He obviously heard something. Have a look at Aravinda. Boy, yes, he thinks he's got him. Oh, well fielded. Right, this might make a little difference to the Sri Lankans. They've been a bit flat to this point. They've got Gilchrist out. They know what a big wicket it is. Right, here's another replay. Just watch the umpire. Not out, he says. And then the batsman walks.
Yes.
That's a bit short. And Ponting nudges it away. He's off the mark. It's 35 for 1.
Well, that was Gilchrist certainly pondering over the decision. But the introduction of spin certainly has proven to be rich for the Sri Lankans. So the Sri Lankans gambled on using De Silva earlier on, and he certainly is a valuable fox with his experience.
It's in the air. It's out. Jayasuriya's got the catch. Ponting looks back at the wicket as if to suggest it may have come off a bit slower, although I've got a feeling Chaminda Vaas may have just held it back. A little off cutter, a little leg cutter, should I say. He bowls to the right-hander. Ponting was through the shot way too early. Jayasuriya took a pretty good catch.
Certainly the slowness of the pitch also putting paid to Ponting's dismissal. The slow delivery and the ball holding back, and Jayasuriya gleefully clings on to that. This really is a big wicket for the Sri Lankans. You could see the delight on their faces. And Ricky Ponting, he goes for 2. Australia 37 for 2.
Darren Lehmann is the new man for Australia, batting at number 4. Damien Martin not in the Australian side, out with a chipped finger or a hairline fracture to his right finger, or his right pointer finger. So Darren Lehmann is up at number 4. Good average of 38. Nice score of 119. The pressure is right on now in this World Cup semi-final. Australia have started well, but Sri Lanka have struck back. And look at Chaminda Vaas, 37 for 2 after 7 overs. Just watch him, just rolls his fingers across the left side of the ball, knocks the ball off its axis, the ball holds up off the pitch, and the catch taken. Beautiful bowling. And that's a nice shot too. Matthew Hayden, out of Padu down there, I think it is, as he does particularly well. Keeps that to 2. He's got that through. It's not out of the middle. Aravinda's chasing it though. Well, Ranjit, you talked about Aravinda not liking bowling too much in the net, so I don't think he enjoys his fielding all that much either.
They'll really have to protect him, particularly about running around, as his bowling seems to be the important factor at this stage. but really raced through on this outfield.
The two catching men actually square leg and point. Really run-saving men. They're not really catching men. Oh, can't bowl there. Gets away with it. Hashan Tilakaratne does well there. That would have been 4.
That brings up the 50 for Australia. Australia 50-14.
There's the 50 up for Australia. In the 12th over. He's got him. Oh, well taken. That's a good catch. Hashan Tilakaratne. That went quickly. It wasn't out of the middle for Matthew Hayden. He was trying to go down the ground. It was a thick inside edge, but it flew quickly to Hashan Tilakaratne, who held onto it very well.
Yes, the singles weren't coming, the boundaries weren't coming as easily. A little bit of frustration setting in for Matthew Hayden, and a very good delivery. Once again, the ball cutting into him, and Tilakaratne, he doesn't miss many. A very good catch. You could see the delight on his face, and also on Chaminda Was. So a big wicket for Sri Lanka, the wicket of Matthew Hayden. He goes for 20, 3 down for 51.
Andrew Simons is at number 5 for Australia, and he's having a good World Cup. That average is moving up all the time. 29.3 at the moment. A strike rate of 96. He's averaging 117 in this World Cup, and he's playing much better. He's going to need to play well. This pitch won't suit his type of play. It's a little bit slow, as Matthew Hayden found out. Once again, a good piece of bowling from Vas. Bowling at the stumps. Good field placing as well. Lots of men in front of the wicket. Simons is away straight away. He'll look for 2. He's very quick.
Yes, we all know that Simons is at the height of his confidence. He played a great innings earlier on against Pakistan, and he's certainly an opportunity for him once again. Of course, this pitch different to what the early game was, and he'll need to have a good look earlier on. Oh, that he gets away. That's a good shot. Hit the back of the ball and beats Jayasuriya standing at the top of the circle at short fine leg.
That's a Darren Lehmann special. Plays that shot as good as anyone in the Australian side anyway. Catches up with the ball. It's down the leg side. Deliberately paddles it fine. It's not an easy shot to play because you've actually got to let the ball go past you.
Nice stroke. Well placed and well timed. Yes, that's a good stroke to follow a very good decision, because that ball darted back at Simons, was taken by the keeper, but Simons flicked the top of his pad with the bat and then made his own response.
Beautiful on drive. He waited on this ball really nicely, and his balance was excellent.
Simons is very fast between the wickets. Well, he might need to be, because Rudy Kutsin is going to give it the rectangular sign out there. A direct hit always makes a big difference.
A wonderful piece of fielding that occasion. Simon takes on the arm, and he's home.
Well, he is fast, because I'd have had 2 runs against him there.
Definitely a lot of other players would have struggled to get in, but Andy Simons is so quick that he made it pretty easily in the end. But it was a wonderful piece of fielding. Good throw.
Oh, that's great fielding. Beautiful to watch. 71 for 3, 17 gone. Well, that's a bit of a waste as far as Gunaratne is concerned. Now, they'll certainly want to have a look at that up in the darkened room where Billy Bowden is sitting.
Not too much doubt on this occasion. Marvin Atapatu made a bit of a hash of it. It was a full toss. Darren Lehman probably didn't hit it quite as well as he would have liked. And Atapatu misses it in the first attempt. Then he has a go at it, but he touched the rope at the same time. So he knows that that's a boundary.
He looked so pained, I thought he'd ripped a muscle. Nothing better sums up the morning than what you see on your screen there, with that worm racing for the sky and then just taking a dive. Now it's flattened out a bit at round about 4 and over. Here's Tony Gregg, and alongside him for the next session of commentary is Mark Taylor.
Thank you, Richie, and the cheers that you might have heard in the background there are because Mathia Murali-Duran has been brought into the attack, and of course this little man is the danger man as far as the Australians are concerned. He is a fantastic off-spinner. He'll do two things here. He'll try and dry up the runs on the one hand because he's one of those bowlers. He hates to concede runs, and in so doing he'll build a bit of pressure. This will be a test for Simons in particular. He's on 15 and on strike. He's whipped the bails off there. Simons' hand goes up in the air. Don't think he picked that one.
Well, you can bet your bottom dollar the Australians would have spent a lot of time last night in their team meeting, or maybe it was 2 nights ago, talking about this man. How are we going to play him? What's acceptable off his bowling? I would think the conversation would have been along the lines of not too many wickets and about 40 runs we'll take from the 10 overs. That would have been what they were thinking of. And even more importantly now that Australia have already lost 3 wickets, they can't afford to lose too many in this little session.
Oh, it's nicely chipped away. Oh, he's hit that beautifully. I don't think it'll be stopped. No, it won't. Chaminda Vaas doing his best, but in those 50-50 situations, I'm afraid the Sri Lankans aren't quite as good as the Australians, or for that matter the South Africans. And this was one of those. Nicely struck.
And once again, Andrew Simons didn't try to hit it too hard. Just got the middle of the bat onto the ball, got it into the gap. Timing was good enough to pick up 4.
Awful toss, and that's 4. That's beautifully played. Gunaratne's bowling some loose deliveries. It's 95 for 3. Oh boy, doing his best to smother the spin, but still it managed to just sneak through there. It was still spinning when it was behind him. Just watch this.
Well, he tried front leg, back leg, bat, everything. Finally got it away.
So I wonder whether that was the other one. It looked as if I think one of the things you can do is if you see him pitch the delivery straight, the chances are this is the one that's been. Look at it. Just, oh dear, it's a bad feeling that when it goes between your legs, I tell you.
98 for 3, Australia. And that's the press box here at St George's Park, and they'll be very happy in there, mind you. There was a game yesterday, the press 11 versus the photographers 11, which I understand the press 11 won by 2 wickets, chasing that 84 for victory on a nearby ground. So lots of happy men in there, not so happy down the ground, all the young photographers.
So what are you saying to me, that some of those press guys can play?
Well, I said they only chased 80, and I believe they were 6 for 30 at one stage as well. So I'm not so sure any of them can play all that well.
Right, well, as we thought, Sanat Jayasuriya, who we know can play, he'll be well, certainly worth watching when he goes out to bat later on today, because he's the cornerstone of their batting. But he makes a tremendous contribution with the ball as well. He tends to bowl those flat little spinners of his. Left arm orthodox, they spin into the left-hander and of course away from the right-hander, which makes it a little bit more difficult for the right-handers, but he's very seldom offline. So just a few adjustments for the field. No one up close for him. Just the 4 men saving 1. So Jayasuriya about to start his spell. A little stutter there, but the fieldsman quite deep, so that takes the score to 99.
Well, Sanat Jayasuriya, I think lots of different emotions have gone through him over the last probably hour and a half. I've got the feeling at the toss, when he lost the toss, the heart would have sunk a bit. I'm sure he was hoping to win the toss and bat first in this match, having picked only 2 out-and-out fast bowlers, lots of spinners and all-rounders in the Sri Lankan side. But I think when he picked up a catch himself and they got a few early wickets, it's the 100 up for Australia. 3 down in the 25th over. And good recovery from these two. Yes, I'm feeling that when Jayasuriya picked up Gilchrist and Ponting and co, and then Matthew Hayden, I'm pretty sure that his spirit's now lifted and he feels they're right back in the game.
It's a little bit short, and that brings up the 50 partnership. So this is a very useful partnership, well run. It's the other thing, talking about the emotions of Jayasuriya. He's now got to concentrate on bowling, and I think that really requires quite a calm attitude, and you need to be focused just as you run in, as he's doing now. You need to keep it right up there. You've got to be very careful you don't drop it too short on these slow pitches. And then, of course, he's going to experience another emotion when he eventually goes out to open the batting against the fastest bowler, or one of the fastest bowlers in world cricket. He's already got a broken thumb from him, and he smashed him on the arm as well. Straight back to the bowler. That's a good delivery, just turning back into the left-hander. So he's required to take part in all facets of the game. There we are, Brett Lee. Lee and McGraw will be waiting for their opportunity at some stage today. 102 for 3. Well, that's the lineup to come. Bevan, Harvey and Hawke. So slightly different lineup here today. It's the Australian team. They all look pretty relaxed to me. Bevan obviously a very important part of this batting lineup. He's next in. But they won't want to lose a wicket right now. These two playing well. Lehmann and Simons together. They've put on 50. And the projections now are something in the order of or something between 200 and 250, depending on how these two go, really.
Come on, Annie, well done.
So Simon's being controlled. He's played well so far, 27 or 40 deliveries.
And that looked like the deucer up. Simon's played it well. Well, the good news from Sri Lanka's point of view is that they've been able to use their bowlers just about when they wanted to. Muraliduran's only into his 3rd over, so he still has 7 to bowl after this one of those 25 overs remaining. So that's good news for Sri Lanka, because what's happened in other games when Australia have played Sri Lanka, he's had to bowl a lot of overs early in those first 15 overs. Not so much today, so Sanat Jayasuriya has his best attacking weapon with lots of overs left.
Come on, come on.
Oh boy, the running here has been very good. They've obviously thought about this. They've looked around the field, and there are a few ones going begging out there, and they're taking them.
Darren Lehmann there, 2,500 one-day international runs. That's the worry, that shot there. Jayasuriya has himself had a short, fine leg, or what we call a 45-degree position, looking for a top-edge sweep. And Muraliduran is able to get the ball to bounce on that line. That's the danger.
Yes, and I think a little worse than that, the leg stump was definitely exposed there as well. And we've seen Murali sneak past the outside of the pads and sometimes the thigh and just clip the bail on the leg stump, especially if he just straightens it back down the line a little bit. He's tossed that one up, and that's well played. And he's kept it on the ground as well, just a single. Silly point right in the firing line. It's 105 for 3.
Oh, it's a good shot. It's nice and straight. They might get 2 on this occasion. Yeah, that's well played. So I think that Australians will settle for 220, 230, and if they can keep wickets in hand, well, then they may launch themselves in the last 5 to 10 overs looking for 250.
Oh, and I think as he bowled him, he dropped it. I think he's dropped it. It's a miss-stumping. That is a miss-stumping. Oh, boy. The score on 111, 3 wickets down, and he's beaten the bat. I think he might have gone through the... Well, it did a turn a little bit. One way or the other. It's gone to the keeper. Let's have a look at it. Sangakkara is the man, beats the outside edge, fumbles it, and it allows Simons to get back into his crease. Oh, dear. That's a big miss.
1-1-1. Not unlucky for Australians. It may be unlucky today for the Sri Lankans. Big opportunity, that.
Yeah, Sangakkara, you can see his reaction here. You'll get some idea of how... oh, boy, it's popped straight in and straight out. He's had a few little problems, Sangakkara. Muralidharan continues. That's nice use of the feet from Simons. Getting to the ball and committing to hit it on the ground. That's the encouraging thing about what he's doing here. 119 for 3. The run rate certainly has dropped. After 5 overs, it was almost 7 and over. And now it's dropped down to just under 4. So that's what happens when you take wickets. We're into the 31st over now. Lehmann and Simons really putting together a very good partnership, and in fact using up some of Muralidharan's overs. Jayasuriya continuing with his left-arm orthodox spinners.
Yes, they've now moved the partnership up to 70, these two. And that's what they had to do. 3 for 51 at one stage, Australia were. And they could not afford another wicket down, particularly with Damien Martin out of the side.
Pulled and pulled well. That's hit very powerfully. Can't really bowl short to someone like Simons.
And it's remarkable how he can get a short arm pull shot so far. Almost a 6 this. Arnold only has to drag it down a little bit. Not even back on the back foot. Hasn't got time to go back on the back foot. Stays there and still nearly hits 6.
It's nicely played. Drew back on that and punched it away. That's powerfully struck, Andrew Simons. That brings up his 50. A very fine innings. Certainly he's a batsman who's matured a great deal in this World Cup.
Tremendous response from this crowd of every nationality. They're all up. If he goes on with this, that could be the best 50 he's ever made. He made that back foot cut shot or back foot drive look so easy. Jayasuriya landing in a spinning, slowing patch. 4.
Certainly has been an excellent innings by Andrew Simons on a pitch really which hasn't favoured his type of batting. Sort of come to terms with it, the slow nature of it, and stroke the ball in all directions. Punches in and hammers it hard, and that's running for 4 as well. That was short, and you just can't bowl short to him in that area.
It was just short. It was angling in at off stump. He now has the pace of this pitch. He's not frightened to lay back and leave his stumps exposed, and you're quite entitled to play a cut shot there. The men are all ready for the cut, but he smacks it in front of cover. Could really try to hit to the right of screen, but he smacks it in front of that man that's placed in cover. Even better one than the first one.
Again, Lehmann giving himself the room. In fact, one got the feeling that he had sort of got a stance position which was wide off leg stump, looking to try and force Arnold on the offside into the gap between the mid-off who's standing wide and the bowler. The singles continue to come. Simon's looking for the second, but Aravinda De Silva very alert towards that second run. Oh, he bowls in! Excellent delivery by Sanat Jayasuriya, just getting into the rough outside Lehmann's off stump and spinning into him. What a good delivery.
And it had to be to break that partnership up. They were not taking risks. Jayasuriya slid one past the outside edge, this time ballooned one up. It spun on the wicket. It had Lehmann waiting and watching. The inside edge was all he could manage onto off stump. Jayasuriya delighted. Not so Darren Lehmann. 144 for 4.
Michael Bevan, what a fine time he's coming to bat. Sort of never had it as good playing here at PE earlier on.
That's for sure. It's normally about 4 for 30 when he comes in at PE, so hopefully he can enjoy this one, knowing that he's got a post. Maybe he's not far from posting a decent total. 15 overs to go. They get to 240, 230, 70 or 80 runs in that 15 overs. Jayasuriya getting men in the right places, appropriate men. Gunaratne stays on the rope. Adipadu comes into the circle at mid-on to hustle.
That's the catch behind, yes, and Bevan's gone. Sangakkara makes no mistake this time. Bevan lunges forward, a thin inside edge, and up goes the umpire's finger.
Delighted the Sri Lankans. Was it inside edge? Maybe outside edge. We saw Darren Lehmann get one sliding past the ball before he got out. This one, outside edge. Does it hit? Does it miss? It doesn't matter. Sangakkara's caught one and loves it. Jayasuriya all over the pitch, the Sri Lankans. David Shepherd gets the index finger up. Michael Bevan disputes it. Naught. 144 for 5.
So Brad Hogg, he comes in at a very difficult time in this Australian innings. He's got 2 ducks in his previous innings. And the reason why he's there is that Sanat Jayasuriya has struck for Sri Lanka again.
He's up, Ranjit. You didn't have to mention the 2 ducks, mate. He's on a hat-trick here. Last ball of last over to Lehmann. First ball of this over to Bevan. Now Hogg looking to snare better than a trio of ducks. 2 men around the bat. Slip spin in place. Short point. Man on the boundaries come in to cover the cover area. Crowd on their feet.
So Brad Hogg, he gets it away. He must be relieved at getting that away, but the Sri Lankans certainly have come back very strongly here.
Darren Lehmann. Slow spinning delivery. Takes the inside edge onto off stump. Michael Bevans. The second of a hat-trick attempt. Did the bat hit the ground? Did the bat hit the ball?
That really didn't matter, as umpire Shepherd really was certain that it had touched. That's all that matters. Oh, a little bit of turn again for Muralidharan. Slow turn. Gets it away on the offside. So 150 is on the board. Spin not as good going for the Australians. Runs haven't come as much as they would like to have.
I think it's still okay though. 150 is pretty good at this stage of this match.
Well, that's useful. It's a bit of a thick edge, but when you're just past the 150 mark with 11, 12 overs to go, you'll take anything. 157 for 5 and 40 overs gone, so have to score around 160, 40. Got to score 4 and over from now on to get that 200 mark. There'll be a bit of bat flinging towards the end. The bowling figures. Now Shumendavar still has 2, Muralidharan 3. They've all still got a bit of scope there. Aravinda de Silva's coming on now.
Well, Aravinda de Silva was the man who changed the game early on.
I think he's safe. Third umpire is going to be called into account here. It just seemed to me that Brad Hogg was on his way very quickly as the stroke was played, unless he mistimed his dive. And safe as that little house down the backyard.
Once again, a good throw from Jayasuriya, though. It won't be out.
Well, has it bowled him?
I think it has. I've got a feeling that's gone right through everything. May have got an inside edge on the way through. The bails are off at the striker's end. I've got a feeling this has bowled him. Well, if it hasn't bowled him, Sangakkara's up for the stumping. But Sangakkara does not even look at the square leg umpire. I know he's got him. It hasn't bowled him. It's into the gloves. And he's got him out. That's a good piece of keeping. I thought when I saw those bails on the ground that Brad Hogg was out bowled. That's a good piece of work for Sangakkara. So he survives the run out, Brad Hogg. And he's back stumped by Sangakkara. Once again, it's Aravinda de Silva. That one turned. I thought it went between bat and pad, but in the end I think it went outside Brad Hogg's bat. So Aravinda de Silva has 2 wickets. Hogg's gone for 8. Australia in trouble. 158 for 6.
Not enough runs, Australia at the moment. 158 for 6, and we're into the 41st over. Ian Harvey has just faced his first ball, taken a single. And this was Brad Hogg. So Rudy Kurtzen knew straight away that it wasn't bowled. Just what we thought it might have been. Sangakkara, well, I don't know if he's looking for the umpire at square leg. Perhaps he was.
That was the quicker one. It's beautifully bowled. That was 86 kilometres an hour. First 2 around about 78. It was quicker. It was the Dusara. Simon's just got the bat on it, or he would have been absolutely plumb.
Just take the single there. That is gone and forgotten. Way over the top. David Shepherd's not quite giving it a Billy Bowden, but it was that sort of thing.
Well, it might sound strange. This is a beautifully controlled shot from Andrew Simons. It goes for 6 and it goes easily. It's not much more than a forearm jab. Didn't throw the head back, didn't try to smash it back to the centre of Port Elizabeth, but he still got it well enough to get it out of the ground. That's how powerful he is. It also shows me how controlled he is. No great big back lift, just a nice little punch over mid-on. Excellent cricket shot.
Well, if you're going to swing and go hard, then that's the way to do it.
Well, Marvin Adapatu has done superbly down at third man. Keep that from going over the rope. Although it's that second touch I'm sure the third umpire want to look at. I think he may just have kept away from the rope. That is superbly done. That is it.
Shemindavas has bowled superbly. He bowled a maiden to Simons when he first came on about 20 minutes ago for another spell, and now he's taken a critical wicket. Harvey caught by Sangakkara off fast for 7.
Just a nice adjustment in length from Shemindavas. Bowled that little leg cutter a number of times to Ian Harvey in this over, but just a bit full. On that occasion, a little bit shorter. Harvey was caught on the crease, pushed at it. A nice little tickle through to Sangakkara. Harvey's gone for 7. 175 for 7.
Andy Bickle has to have in his mind that Shemindavas is in effect bowling medium pace leg breaks at him. Just like that, 175 for 7. Now only 6 overs to go.
Another quality over from Shemindavas. 9 overs, 3 for 28. This is his 3rd wicket. As I said, just a little change in length. Just a bit full the first 4 balls of the over. This time he hits the pitch a bit harder. Harvey's on the crease. He wants to come forward. And then he just props on the crease and makes the mistake of following the ball off the pitch. A very simple catch for Kumar Sangakkara. Australians must face out these overs. 5.5 overs remaining. Run a ball from here on in will give them 211. I'm sure they'll jump on that if they can.
Well, the current rate would get them to 200. That would be very satisfactory. 200 would be a good psychological thing, because 200's won the last 2 matches here on this ground. That'll be sticking in the minds of everyone on either side.
Oh, and another cut shot. That time he's got it away. Marvin Adepadu's chasing it. He'll drag it back. Boy's done some great work along the rope today, Marvin Adepadu. In comes his throw. The end of the over. 3 from it. Good over for Muralidharan. 181 for 7. Well, he hits that shot cleanly as well. Back for the second. In comes the throw. He's very fast, Simons. He'll get there. The throw was wide as well.
Excellent running by Simons. He's been in good form during this tournament. He started off pretty well at the Wanderers against Pakistan. Missed a couple of games through injury, but just about every time he's gone to the wicket, he's made a contribution.
I think they've got to have a bit of a go now, because they've still got Brett Lee to come, and he can swing the bat, and it might just be the difference. So perhaps the plan here is to see Murali off and then have a go at the rest. This is Murali's last ball. He's been as mean as ever. That's well bowled. Straight back to him. A big cheer from the crowd. Muralidharan. No wicket for 29. It's 190 for 7. That's in the air and just wide of Jayasuriya. They come back for the second. In comes his throw, just wide of the stumps. So 2 more. Bickle winding up. They're going to go for it from here on in.
Good running as well. Andrew Simons is so quick between the wickets.
Straight. Oh, it's in the air. It's got up Miles. It's going to be 6. No, he's underneath it. Yes, it's... Oh, on the line. Oh, boy. What a fielder that Marvin Adepadu is. He was diving up in the air over the top of the line, but there was no way he was ever going to keep it in.
Sensational effort by Marvin Adepadu. That ball went miles up into the air. It just cleared the boundary, but Adepadu was absolutely brilliant on this occasion. Just have a look at the dive.
Oh, he's blasted that one too. It's Jayasuriya that time diving and doing the fielding. 199 the score now, halfway through the 49th over. Looked to me as if he was in the air trying to dive to throw it back. I don't know what he thought was going to happen after that. I suppose if he had got it back in, it wouldn't have been a 6, wouldn't have been a 4. They would have had to run them. Didn't work out. Oh, that's a big hit. That's going for 4. One bounce and over the fence. That was almost 6, about a metre short. That's a great shot.
Slow delivery we talked about, but on this occasion it was too wide. He didn't give it enough elevation as well. Andrew Simons hits the ball beautifully, and he hit this one over extra cover. Superb shot.
So that brings up the 200. It's now 203 for 7. 13 off the over so far, more than any other in the innings. And again over the top. This time the sweeper will pick it up. Aravinda down there having to cater for a bit of spin on the ball.
Looking for that gap over extra cover again. Just didn't get hold of it properly. Good over for Australia so far.
One has to feel for Gunaratne. He's been the most expensive by miles. He's gone for 58 already. This is his last delivery, and it's in the air, down the ground to mid-off. They'll come back for the second. Here comes the throw. Just always hit the stumps. Simons is lightning fast. So the end of the over, 16 from it, 206 for 7. Straight down the ground, smashed it. Nicely fielded. In comes the throw. Bickle slips, so they'll have to settle for 1. And through to the keeper. That's that off cutter. Not many of the Australians have handled it very well today. Up in the block hole. They'll look for 2 here. Simons touches down. Will he come back? No, he says. He wants the strike. That's a good throw and direct hit. The Sri Lankans are on fire as well. They've done well in the field. Try widener.
Excellent piece of fielding. Good pickup. A quick release. Just look how accurate this throw is. No chance of a second run whatsoever.
Yes, he'll like some runs today. He's had a tough time with the bat, but he's been given a chance as an extra batsman in the side. Right, 3 overs to go. Voss is on his way again. Simons is on strike. Blasting it down the ground. That's a good length. Back for the second. Bickle and Simons. Oh, the throw's wide. That's good running.
Excellent running. Bickle running the first one hard, responding pretty quickly. He was running to the danger end.
Full toss, he's missed it. Missed the full toss, and he's not very happy with himself. Boy, if he'd have smashed that one for 6, that he would have gone to 95 and had a chance of 100. But I don't think he's worried about that. He's more upset, I think, about missing out on a boundary.
Real opportunity here for Simons. Probably trying to hit that just too hard. Misses out on it, and he's disappointed.
Last ball of the innings. Here we go. Well, he's got that one away. He'll be looking for 2 here. Simons touches down. Back he comes. That is the end of the Australian innings. Thinking about 3. Simons says, stay where you are. And, well, Simons needs to take a bow here. He's played a superb innings for Australia. One little chance when he was on 33. And then he just kept his head down. He's ended up with 91 off 118 deliveries, 7 4s and a 6. And he's got them into a situation now where they are at least competitive. 212 for 7. Kepler, can they do it from here?
Well, they've won 2 games defending similar scores, one against England, one against New Zealand, so they will fancy themselves. It's not going to be easy there. There's a lot of tension, a lot of stress. There's Chaminda Vaas. He was absolutely brilliant today, as indeed he's been throughout the tournament, the leading wicket taker in this tournament.
That is the Australian batting card. 212 for 7 off their 50. One stage they didn't look as if they were going to get anywhere near the 200 mark. And that was largely because of these bowling figures. Fantastic performance by the Sri Lankans. They bowled really well. And, of course, at the end of the day, one will have to now just wait to see whether Australians can match it. So 212 for 7 here in this first semi-final. That's what they need to get 213, 50 overs, 4.26. And I can tell you there'll be a few quite nervous Sri Lankan batsmen and a few pumped-up Australian bowlers.
We've never seen anything like this ever.
Keep the
Everyone.
the world will be watching.
The Australians are everywhere. McGrath cramping Atapadu's first shot. A defensive effort, hits the thigh pad. Simons pounces from backward point, hits the non-strikers, and Jayasuriya almost overcommitted and could have been in trouble. Atapadu luckily just looked up in time and sent him back. $200s and a 50 in the World Cup so far, Marvin Atapadu. He's really held them together. When Jayasuriya has underachieved, not played as well as he possibly could have, and been injured, Atapadu's done the job. 103 v Zimbabwe, batted through the innings, 103 not out. His other 100 against South Africa, 124, a very masterful innings in an important match.
That's a good stroke with which to start. Short outside the off stump for McGrath. Key to bowling on this pitch is to keep the ball up to the bat. Quite a driving length, but we saw some masterful bowling from Shaminda Vas, the left-arm pace man from Sri Lanka. Beautiful change of pace as well.
He had the full bag of tricks, didn't he? He ran the fingers across the seam, bowled cutters, bowled seam up, bowled slower balls, all finding the relevant lines and lengths needed to not only keep the runs down but get wickets. 3 for 34, Chaminda Vas. McGrath, can he do it as well?
It's going to be the pattern. Before they walked out, those two batsmen would have said every single must be taken, and let's find a few that aren't really there.
The Australians would like to target the bodies of both of these players, especially Jayasuriya, but it's not the wicket to do it. So they've got to maybe have a go at it and then change quickly if it's not working.
Pitch is very, very slow. That's one of the reasons the bowlers pretty much held sway when the Australians batted, and have done in the other two games played here. In the Australians' favour is a psychological thing that 208 has been the winning score in both matches already played here in this World Cup. Beautiful stroke. Short, got it exactly as it deserved. Leg stump is not the place for Sanat Jayasuriya.
These are as testing conditions as Brett Lee will ever have in his bowling career.
Well, they'll be saying out in the field there, it could have been held, it just didn't quite go to hand, but it also went at about 1,000 miles an hour.
Nice mixture this by Atapadu, defence, and then if the ball's there, he's not only hitting it, he's finding the boundary. Very easy to hit these to the fielders. Probably fortunate, he was a little late on it, and that's why it found the gully gap.
Well, they're asking, it's not a question of whether or not it carried, I don't think. But umpire Shepherd is saying that it didn't hit the bat.
Keep an eye on McGrath's reactions here if we see them. It decks in, really swings in, hits the back hip of Atapadu, possibly the back elbow. It carries through to Gilchrist. They've heard a noise. McGrath not convinced until now. So I don't think there's a whole lot of conviction in his appeal.
Stroke. Didn't quite time it, but it was still enough to stop Andy Bickle managing to get a hand on it before it reached the rope.
Just waited for it, knowing it was coming onto the bat. You could see the big miss hit. The despairing right hand. Unlucky. Adapatu is on fire. Back foot and front foot.
So there's 3 men within about 20 metres of a couple of points. One down.
That's about as square as you want Adapatu hitting. Those 2 men behind point, I'm not sure I agree with. They're there for bad bowling, short and wide. This one's full. It's up there, and Hogg isn't. A man at cover may be more important. Get Brett Lee getting it up there and blocking the gap at cover and down the ground, rather than trying to protect for the cut shots that Adapatu has produced. 1 maybe, but not 2. Brad Hogg puts down the first chance.
Not much doubt about that. I had a very quick look at Rudy Kutsen to make certain he hadn't put his arm out for a no ball, but that was effectively demolishing the timbers.
Brad Hogg the first into the huddle. Look at this, full, straight, and 160 Ks, 160.1. Adapatu departs. Brett Lee delighted, so too George Brad Hogg. Hard to beat Bickle in there though. Adapatu bowled Lee for 14, 21 for 1.
New batsman will be the non-striker Hashan Tilakaratne. McGrath is now going to bowl the first ball of the 5th over. Jai Surya will be taking strike.
Well, if Brett Lee just decided I'm going to bowl full and fast, or is it just a variation? He can bang it in on a length or short of a length and then mix it up. But Marvin Adapatu was beaten all ends up, maybe expecting something into the body. Whatever it was fast.
And it was full. I think it beat him for pace as well, just that fraction quicker.
All of a sudden it was through him. So many things go through a batsman's mind. Got to get onto that ball and just respond to what's coming at you. If you get one too many thoughts, you're gone.
Just short. One of the things they've got to make sure is that they're up far enough to get the catches. Bit of uneven bounce in this pitch.
It was high enough for a while. It just died. Jai Surya has sort of spooned it. His bat, the toe of the bat is in front of the hands and everything. Went nowhere.
And it's going to be Brett Lee again. Jai Surya is taking strike. Beautiful. It's a wonderful stroke. It came back from the crowd just as quickly as it went in.
Only 1.3 kilometres slower than the one that cleaned Marvin Adapatu up. I'll try one on Sanat Jayasuriya here, Brett Lee says. Just finds the middle of the bat and goes a long way. Just a flick off the pads.
Not quite a half volley, but that's all Jayasuriya needs.
Quick single, Brett Lee over to it quickly, but the 2 fieldsmen there, Lee and Bickle, just getting each other's way a bit.
They still need to try and resort to singles like this because the boundaries are not going to be easy, particularly with Brett Lee bowling at this pace and Jayasuriya also nursing that finger and arm of ease. That's very well run.
At the moment, The batsmen tend to be under just that little bit more pressure because these fast bowlers have got a relatively new ball in their hand. They're letting them have it. And once they get their confidence going a little bit, the ball starts to lose its shine and hardness. That's when the batsman can cash in.
No boundaries have been scored in the last 21 balls, but that really doesn't matter as long as the singles keep ticking.
Oh, he's got him. He's hit it straight to backward square leg. That is a huge blow for Sri Lanka. Oh boy, a short delivery. It really is not the sort of shot you often see Jayasuriya played. It was almost a checked shot. If he'd have done his normal thing, he would have hit it for 6.
That really was a huge blow for Sri Lanka. They crammed Jayasuriya for space on the offside. As soon as Jayasuriya saw the short one, sort of hammered it straight to Simons. The man was placed there for the catch, and that really was a big blow for Sri Lanka. You could see the delight on the Aussies' faces there. Magra quite pleased with himself. Jayasuriya goes for 17. Sri Lanka loses their second wicket for 37.
Avishka Gunawardena, what a chance he's got to make a name for himself here. He's been battling to fight his way back into the Sri Lankan team. Came on the scene with great promise. Is capable of really smashing it, but this is the delivery that well, brought about the downfall of Jayasuriya. Ranjit, he should have got stuck into it rather than just flick it.
Yes, I think one at times gets the feeling that that thumb of his is hampering some of those bottom-handed shots that he usually plays.
Off the inside edge, he's bang on target, McGrath. He's found his length and his line. It's 37 for 2. So Atapattu and Jayasuriya both out, both having got themselves into double figures. Now it's the problem of Tilakaratne and Gunawardena, and of course next man in, the guy that Sri Lanka so often rely upon, Aravinda de Silva. Oh, and that's a good delivery, very good delivery, fast bouncing just outside off stump, and it kept going.
Certainly was one of those deliveries one even at the top of your form really would find difficult to play. The bounce, the speed. Tilakaratne just lucky enough not to get any touch to that. 2 slips in waiting.
Right, here he comes again. Brett Lee, third delivery. In the air, and that's it. Caught behind. Beautifully bowled by Brett Lee. Lightning fast. Over 150 kilometres an hour. Huge neck and beautifully taken by Gilchrist.
Oh, perfectly set up by Brett Lee. 2 short deliveries previously, and this one off a fuller length. Ashant Tilakaratne just drawn into the shot, as you would see, on the outside edge. A very good catch by Gilchrist. So the Australians are on fire here. Brett Lee once again doing his stuff. Excellent bowling by him. Oh, at great speed. Ashant Tilakaratne, his short innings comes to an end. 37 for 3.
Aravinda de Silva. This is the man who walked out to the centre in 1996 against Australia in the final that time, and played a brilliant innings that ended up with Sri Lanka winning the match, and he won man of the match. He's out there because of this delivery. Tremendously fast ball. It was going up when it was caught.
It's an excellent delivery, and that's really top-class fast bowling. Tilakaratne didn't know much about that. Just fishing out that and an outside edge.
Oh, good ball. An attempt at a Yorker first up. In fact, it was very close to being right on that crease, perhaps slightly over-pitched. Oh, he's hit that like a rocket. That is typical. Aravinda de Silva on the back foot, blasting it through the offside field. Wonderful shot.
All class players have their trademark shots, and this is Aravinda de Silva's. Just a trifle short, not very, and he comes down hard on it. Just races to the boundary. So, wrists nicely over it and hitting it along the ground.
Oh, that's out. That's beautifully caught. Oh, well taken. Don't offer these Australians too many opportunities because they'll latch onto them. That went whistling away. Once again, Brett Lee causing havoc. Fast delivery. and that's his 20th wicket in the tournament.
Yes, there was always doubt as to whether Avishka Gunawardene would be in position to play the speed of Brett Lee. Again, just not much movement on the feet and sparring at that, and what a good catch. It flew to Ponting, but he clung on to it. The Aussies don't miss many. Also, they certainly are on a roll, Australia. The 4th Sri Lankan wicket is down for 43.
Kumar Sangakkara is the new batsman. He is capable of playing shots that he'll stand up and be counted, but he's going to have to, because the Aussies are after Sri Lanka at the moment, and they're certainly getting their way.
Yes, when someone like Brett Lee is amongst the wickets, he certainly is going to be a tough one.
He's just playing away from his body there. Not a very good shot, and very good catch from Ponting. And look at the celebration. Yeah, watch him here, watching it straight into the middle. Did he get it? Not quite, near enough. He managed to latch onto it. That's what matters. Right. And here's the celebration. Brett Lee charges down the wicket. Ponting coming in the other direction has taken a really good catch. This combination, fantastic. Right. So, Ponting at second. Harvey at first slip. Gilchrist behind the stumps. Lee continues.
This is a tough ask of Sangakkara. He'll need to try and make amends for the lapse on the field as wicketkeeper missing Simons. So this is certainly going to be an opportunity for him.
Brett Lee about to complete his 6th over. Oh, he's had a go at that one too. Oh, and just over the top. Boy, that would have been the catch of the series.
Yes, that was short, wide, and De Silva's eyes lit up. But he didn't bargain for Hayden. Just look at that attempt. He caught his fingers to it. These Aussies, they're going for everything. A great effort.
Oh, good shot again. Aravinda, classical back foot cover drive. Magnificently played through the offside field. It doesn't get much better than this, I've got to tell you.
That really was a beauty. That wasn't too short either. He stood tall on that. He isn't a tall man. But on his toes, just punched it. And again, the timing, that was absolutely impeccable. What good balance as well.
Oh, he's in the air. There's no one down there. He's underneath that one, and had there been anyone square, it may well have been a bit of a problem for him. But the throw comes in like a rocket. It brings up the 50. It's 51 for 4.
Oh, done well there, Bickle. Oh, he's hit the stumps. Well, I'll tell you what, he's just won the game for Australia, I reckon. Andrew Bickle has run out Aravinda De Silva, and that's exactly what Sri Lanka could ill afford.
Aravinda was the one batsman who could still turn this game in favour of his team, but that was a magnificent piece of fielding by Andy Bickle. What a World Cup he's had. Everything he's touched has turned to gold, and that is miles out. So Andy Bickle has done it once again at St George's Park, and Australia now have to be firm favourites to go through to the final.
The third umpire will give that. Aravinda was already 3/4 of the way off the ground. Well, Andrew Bickle's done it with the ball a few times here. He's done it with the bat a couple of times for Australia, but now he's done it in the field. What a wonderful piece of fielding from Andrew Bickle. Aravinda, sadly for Sri Lanka, has run out for 11. They're now 51 for 5. I can tell you, Andrew Bickle scored 117 runs here in 3 matches. Has not been dismissed with the bat. Sorry, he's been dismissed once. Oh, my apologies. So he's averaging 117. He's got 8 wickets and only conceded 35 runs with the ball, and now he's done this. He's run Aravinda De Silva out by the best part of a metre. Well, the wicket of Aravinda De Silva in the over. Sri Lanka are 52 for 5. And that's beaten everyone. I'm not sure if it's hit the pad or whether it's going to be byes. We'll wait for David Shepherd, and he says, no, that's buys. That spun and beat everyone. Well, that got what it deserved. In fact, it got probably 2 less than what it deserved. Lands just inside the rope.
Very short delivery. He had all the time in the world to hit that exactly where he wanted to. So Brad Hock just having a few problems settling down. His first delivery was a half tracker. Second one was a bit better, but this one was a very poor delivery.
Well, it's important that Australia don't take their foot off the pedal here. Well, Sri Lanka are only 6 runs behind in comparison at the same stage. And there's a big shout. This time it's all the Australians, and this time when David Shepherd says yes. Well, unfortunately for Mahela Jayawardena, his disappointing tour continues. Now, I'm not sure if that was pad bat or bat pad. He's looking at his right forearm. But unfortunately, he's got to go.
He's not happy. Umpire Shepherd had no hesitation whatsoever. This is a good delivery. There's some turn and bounce. It hits the pad. Up onto the glove. Not much doubt about that. Good decision.
Yes, well, he's got to go. Jayawardena caught Gilchrist bowl hog for 5. Sri Lanka in all sorts of trouble now. 60 for 6.
7 and 8 now.
Well, Russell Arnold is the new man, coming in with his side in all sorts of trouble. 60 for 6. They need 213 to win the match. Good average, 36.7. Best score of 103. We'll need something like that today to turn this game around.
Oh, there is Georgie.
Now, I got the feeling with that bat pad, I've got a feeling David Shepherd got this exactly right. Looked to me like a little inside edge, just before it hit the pad flap, just there.
Oh,
It definitely seemed to be a couple of noises and a little deflection. David Shepherd, who is probably one of the most experienced umpires in the game, had no hesitation whatsoever.
That was a good call. Australians were convinced. Turn and bounce. Pad. Inside edge.
Russell Arnold's away. As Jayawardena was looking down at his right forearm, his back forearm, and I reckon there was a little inside edge before it got to that stage. Just there. Just the shoulder of the bat. Just there, onto the pad flap. Excellent decision. And that's nicely worked. To look for 2 on this occasion. Brett Lee's the fieldsman, and he's coming. And that's well run. 19 gone, 65 for 6.
Oh, he's hit that one beautifully. Oh, that's a lovely drive through the offside for 4, right into the gap.
First boundary in 6 overs. Even though there's 2 men protecting the offside, it's long off and cover point. That one goes through cover, and neither of them have any chance.
It's all the way along the ground as well.
Cutting, good work, Bill.
Mind working it around, does he? Back onto the back foot. He's a back foot player, Sangakkara. He's got that off the middle of the bat, and that'll be another boundary. So that's a bad delivery actually from Hogg, and he knows it as well. You've got to keep it well pitched up. Loose ball.
That's the mid-wicket area we're talking about, the most exposed part of the Australian field placings. No one other than Michael Bevan who turns and chases over there. Now they're making a change. Bevan goes back on the boundary at long on, and Ian Harvey comes into short mid-wicket because of that shot.
That's a much better delivery, but 8 runs from the over. 73 for 6. Nicely placed. Probably have to settle for 1 though. Well, there's some bowling options for you. Harvey is the one I'm looking forward to seeing bowl here today, because he might be very difficult to get away on this pitch. Off the back foot again, blasted through the offside. Sangakkara loves to play from that position. Very much a black foot player. So now it's over to Arnold. Partnership. Well, they put 15 together in 42 deliveries. So, as Ian Healy was saying, just a little slow. Umpire Kurtzen gave that little shake of the head to Adam Gilchrist as well. And Gilchrist walked off the ground. That was quite an interesting little passage of play, that. Adam Gilchrist was playing superbly, got off to a real flyer. And huge appeal. He went for a sweep shot. And it was the second ball, actually, that Aravinda bowled to him. And he ended up walking off the ground. There we are, the Sri Lankan lineup. Sangakkara just knocking him around for 14, so at the moment not in any great hurry, and Arnold on 3.
3 from 26 too, Russell Arnold. Come on. It's in the air. Brett Lee's down there. He's come off the rope initially, steadied himself, and catches the top edge. Brad Hogg gets the wicket. He bolts down to the boundary to Brett Lee. The Australians love it. Russell Arnold, a laborious 3, comes to an end.
Well, he hit it in the middle of the bat, but the fieldsman was absolutely perfectly placed on the boundary, waiting for it. There goes the shot. Actually, a little bit of top edge in it, and away she goes. And Brett Lee, of course, just moving to his right initially, catches those like shelling peas. No problem at all. 7th catch of the tournament. It brings about the downfall of Arnold. He's gone, and now Sri Lanka 76 for 7. Chaminda Vaas is the new batsman. He did pretty well with the ball, and he's out there because of the sweep shot from Russell Arnold.
Well, he'd played no big shots whatsoever. He hadn't even been working singles effectively, and all of a sudden the sweep became his option. A big gap that he was going for, but couldn't get there because of the top edge. Brett Lee came in off the rope very quickly, about now. Then he stopped, steadied himself there, back to the left a little bit. Realised Arnold had hit it a little better than he expected. Comfortable under the high ball, Brett Lee. Great response.
Oh, and that beats the outside edge. I don't think Chaminda realised how much it was going to turn. Probably beat the outside edge by quite a long way. Let's see if we can see where exactly his bat was. Oh, yes. That's a good delivery. A little bit of overspin on that one. Always driven that one very firmly. Simon's not happy himself. Sets high standards for himself in the field. Just a little fumble.
He was known as a fieldsman in this team prior to this World Cup, and that's where he's been the quietest, Andrew Simons. The Australian ground fielding has been the best I've ever seen it in this tournament. Their ground coverage, diving and stopping has been outstanding.
Oh, it's up in the air, but it's going to fall safely. There's another attempt at a pull shot. Looked like a top edge to me. It's 78 for 7. Oh, that's well played. That's nice timing. Vaas getting it through the offside. He can actually hit it, Chaminda Vaas. When he gets going, can be quite a danger. Loves to play his shots.
Andy Bickle just giving a bit too much width, but he'd been getting away with that, while Arnold and Sangakkara weren't intent on finding the boundary as much as Chaminda Vaas is. hit down the ground or he can hit across the line, Chaminda Vaas, but one thing he wants to do is hit it. Brad Hogg can tempt him into those shots. Andy Bickle out on the boundary fielded that. We've got another example of this throw coming in.
Full toss, and that's smashed away down towards the boundary at mid-wicket. One bounce and 4 runs. Over pitched. It was a full toss.
There's no fieldsman there at all. Ricky Ponting's just inside the circle at mid-wicket, but no one from backward square down to long on. Hogg knows it.
That's played away well enough. It was quicker than the last delivery, but he didn't quite get his bat through for the orthodox pull shot. It wasn't all that quick, but it was still through him before he realised it. It's 93 for 7, 28. A little lofted shot away between fielders, nicely placed. Credit to the batsman. But that was one of the best of his flippers. It's 96 for 7 from 30. You wouldn't believe it, that's the 4th one. In different parts of the field that has fallen between 3 on-rushing fielders. And I think even though Darren Lehmann's carrying a pound or 2, we can say that he was on-rushing.
Good delivery by Brett Lee. Darren Lehmann gave it his best shot, but although the ball was in the air for a long time, he just couldn't get there. But if they keep ticking over the ones, rotate the strike and just build it up, they could get themselves in a position where they can have a bit of a go towards the end.
No need to extend that appeal too much. Yeah, that was why I was disappointed with Russell Arnold. He batted 27 balls for 3, then hold out. If you batted that long for 3, then at least you've got a right to get your nose down and keep on going. Andy Bickle's back on. They just gave Brett Lee a loosening over or so. That's rather spoiled the record of brilliant fielding in the day. 101 for 7, 100 up in the 32nd over. And the fielding coach didn't look particularly happy.
Hasn't been the best of days in the field for Brad Hogg. Dropped a catch earlier on. That didn't cost him anything, because Atipatu was dismissed the very next ball.
Up for 2 again this time. And once again, they don't go, but then the fumble. And they'll get the 2nd run. Well, it's only that Brett Lee goes so hard at the ball that he stops the run originally, but unfortunately that's the first fumble in the outfield for him anyway. He has been outstanding in this tournament in the deep. Wonderful arm, great athlete. That's the end of Andrew Bickle. It's 10 overs for only 18 runs, 4 maidens, Sri Lanka are 113 for 7. Well, into the 37th over here, 113 for 7. Sri Lanka are right behind the 8 ball, and we've got a big dark cloud just hovering over the ground at the moment. And that's not that far away, that rain. Now, for those of you who have been following this World Cup and the Duckworth-Lewis method, that's a great shot. That's all the way. Beautifully struck. Chaminda Vas, well, maybe he's been following the Duckworth-Lewis, but they're still a long way behind at the moment, Sri Lanka. 119 for 7. There's the match summary so far. Australia winning the toss, electing to bat first, 212 for 7. Thanks mainly to Andrew Simons, 91 not out. All the Sri Lankan bowlers, I thought, bowled well, apart from probably Gunaratne, who struggled. Vas, De Silva and Jayasuriya, the spinners, did particularly well. Sri Lanka are 119 for 7 after 37. And they had the two umpires just having a chat prior to this over. There is a big dark cloud not that far from the ground. There's been a discussion. We believe the lights are going to be turned on here shortly. Darren Lehman's into the attack, and just to give you an idea of what Sri Lanka need to be at this stage, 7 wickets down, they need to be 170, so they're still 51 runs shy of the par score. So for all of our Sri Lankan viewers, they need to be 171 to win the game at this stage, so they've got a long way to catch up.
Yes, Sri Lanka would need to try and press on, as the dark clouds certainly coming over the grounds, and that really was Chaminda Vas's intention. There was a hefty blow in the previous over of Harvey for 4. So certainly there must be some sort of consultation out in the middle. The Duckworth-Lewis tables must be in their pockets probably.
Well, there'll be all sorts of messages being relayed out there. I saw Nathan Horrocks rush out in the field during the over as well. One of the 12th men for Australia in this World Cup. Darren Lehman to bowl. And I don't think there's any hurry to get rid of this first delivery either. Just the single for that.
So it would seem that the Sri Lankans are stepping on it a bit. They certainly see some sense of urgency. They've batted there long enough to have a good look at the bowling and to get a measure of the pitch itself. Chaminda Vas, he certainly would like to finish this World Cup on a high note, even with the bat. It's a very useful inning so far. He's done exceedingly well, being the highest wicket taker with the ball in the World Cup. 23 wickets.
A very orthodox field at the moment too. Only 4 men inside the circle, saving 1. It's probably Sri Lanka's best chance is to try and really go for it here in the next 5 or 6 overs or so. A long way behind where they need to be. But if they can score something like 40 or 50 runs in the next 5 overs, then they're not that far away. And I think Chaminda Vas certainly knows that. All of a sudden we're starting to see a few shots and some more determined running between the wickets. Only a single there, but already there's just a sign of intention from the Sri Lankan batsman.
Yes, Darren Lehman is Sri Lanka's option, although he's not the easiest man to get away, because he just holds his ball back and slows his deliveries down. But that would appear to be Sri Lanka's best chances. As you see the lights coming on, there's a gloom over the ground at the moment.
We now just have the rain just starting to come down. Well, it won't worry the Australians too much at this stage. As we mentioned, the best part of 50 runs in front at the moment, Australia. Just be another single. So to bring you right up to date, at the end of 38 overs, Sri Lanka need to be 172 to win. So they're still 50 runs behind at this stage.
Is to also maintain this. Sri Lankans can't lose wickets because the target goes up when that happens. And that's nice to play it on the offside. But still just a single. It's into the over, 123 for 7.
Umpire Rudy Kurtzen there, local from the Port Elizabeth area. And I think this is one of the great advantages of having local umpires do games. He's standing in his 100th one-day international. And I'm a great advocate for seeing at least one umpire, one local umpire in test matches as well. And I think he should know the conditions as well as anyone. And he's looking a bit toey, square leg, yes, and straight away he's shaking his head. He's saying it's time to go. Rain starting to come quite heavy here now. We're going to need to get those covers on ASAP. Some of our technicians out there want to grab some stump cams and stump mics. Fortunately, the ground staff are ready to go. The covers are being raced out in the ground. And it's still quite windy, which is probably a good sign. Hopefully, it'll only just blow this rain shower away. We'd really like to see the conclusion of the match.
There's plenty of great crowd around, and with the wind sort of blowing quite hard across the ground, there's always a chance of it blowing away, but one really cannot see any patches of blue, say over the stands on the left side of the ground. And of course the Australians would be quite happy to get off the ground as they are way ahead on the situation on the Duckworth Lewis. Sri Lanka 123 for 7. So the covers are coming over the pitch very quickly, and plenty of activity amongst the ground staff.
Yes, well, that's the view off to the west of the ground. That's where the wind is coming from, and obviously where the rain is coming from as well. They've only got one cover out on the ground at the moment. Now, there's the Duckworth Lewis target score up on the board for everyone to see. The graph that I've got in front of me shows what they call the par scores. And the par score is 171. So here, the scoreboard has added the necessary run to win the game. So with Sri Lanka at 7 for 123, they are 49 runs behind at this stage, and that's 7 wickets down. And as Ranjit Fernando quite rightfully mentioned, if they lose wickets when they come back out, that scores jump quite dramatically, with the best part of 15 to 20 runs per wicket.
Yes, so Sri Lanka's problem certainly has been the fact that they've lost 7 wickets. If they had wickets in hand, this target would have been much less at this stage. So the Sri Lankans certainly have lost wickets at regular intervals.
Well, it's been a disastrous innings really for Sri Lanka. It's chasing 213 to win. You felt that it was a 50-50 game when Adapadu and Jayasuriya went out to the middle. And this is what's happened so far. A reasonable start. Adapadu looked in excellent form. He's made 200s in this World Cup, including a 50. Made some lovely shots early on. That was not quite out of the middle of that one, but it was nice and steady, still, and hitting the ball nicely. But you got a thunderbolt from Brett Lee. That's what it was.
Yes, it certainly was. In fact, Brett Lee realised that the Sri Lankans were going steadily at paces which were not really expressed fast. And then that special delivery, as you would see, that really beat Athapatha for speed. He's been batting so well in this tournament, and it really needed a delivery like that. And the next, Hassanat Jayasuriya, that was beautifully flicked away on the onside for 6. And this is how he went. Just a very, very soft shot on the leg side and straight to the fielder, Andrew Simons.
There's a nice piece of bowling from Glenn McGrath. Kept it short and at the left-hander. Tilakaratne was the next man to go. Well caught by Adam Gilchrist, but Brett Lee, this was right in the middle of a very fiery spell. He was bowling up round the high 150 k's per hour. Big healthy edge. Adam Gilchrist caught that around about chest height. Aravinda De Silva, I thought, was probably the last danger man. That was Gunawardene's dismissal. Pushed it a wide one. It was well caught by Ponting. But to me, the big wicket, the one that Australia needed to get, was Aravinda De Silva. He was the last real chance. This is how he fell. Andy Bickle brilliant piece of fielding.
Oh, he certainly started off with a bang. Aravinda De Silva played some glorious shots and just short of the crease, and weren't the Australians delighted? They certainly realized that it was Aravinda De Silva who would go to hold them on, and that was a beautiful shot by Jayawardene to start off with, but then a little bit of bat, and Gilchrist, his low run continued in this World Cup.
Yeah, 60 for 6 at that stage with the dismissal of Jayawardene. Only 21 runs. You wouldn't believe that from 9 matches. A very good player too. And it was up to Sangakkara and Russell Arnold to try and do some sort of rescue job. Went about it reasonably for a while, but Russell Arnold finally fell, trying to slog sweep Brad Hogg. And Brett Lee, he's a good outfielder, Brett Lee. Catching, fielding or throwing in the deep. He's about as good as there is going around at the moment.
Really cannot take Brett Lee away from the action. Very well judged catch. Of course, Chamidavas and Sangakkara brought about some respectability, playing some good-looking shots, but really that isn't enough for Sri Lanka.
So these two now have added 47. One stage in all sorts of trouble. 7 for 70. But at the moment, there's only 11.5 overs left in this match. And Sri Lanka still require quite a few more runs. So Australia 7 for 212 off 50 overs. Sri Lanka 7 for 123. They need to be 172 to be in front in this match.
They did say that they thought it might stay fine for the whole match. They were wrong. And even the poor dogs are looking a bit bedraggled at the moment. Lots of Alsatians out there. Multicoloured Alsatians, and they vary, and the white wolf as well. Looks rather sweet, but don't trust him too much. That's what happened with the Australians when they batted. They won the toss, decided to take first strike, 212 for 7. Magnificent performance again by Andrew Simons, 91 not out, 118 balls faced, and a good partnership. The only 50 partnership was with Darren Lehmann, and they did a terrific job to rescue the Australians. The bowling figures, I thought Sri Lanka did wonderfully well there. Shaminda Vas, he's a class act, 3 for 34 in 10 overs and 1 maiden. Aravinda De Silva used at first change, bowled very well. Very experienced player, 2 for 36 in 10, and 2 for 42 from Jayasuriya, the left armour and skipper. And Muralidharan also, none for 29 from 10. He didn't get a wicket. The Australians kept him at bay, but they didn't get any runs off him either. In reply, Sri Lanka 123 for 7 when the cloudburst hit the ground. That was off 38.1 overs. Marvin Adapadu got a beauty from Brett Lee, a great Yorker that came between bat and pad, went right through the gate. He was out for 14, having started well, and Sanat Jayasuriya fell to McGrath for 17. Then Sangakkara 39 not out, and Vas 21 not out. We're just thinking about giving it a dash to try to take care of the Duckworth-Lewis system when they were outdone by the weather. It swept in from the west, and the Australian bowlers could see that what they'd done out there was going to be worthwhile. McGrath 1 for 20, and Lee once again. 8 overs, no maiden, 3 for 35. More than 4 and over, but 3 wickets. Brilliant performance. Brad Hogg wasn't quite at his best today. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 30, but he still did the job for Ricky Ponting. Ian Harvey and Darren Lehmann were bowling at the end when the rain came. Now, this is the way the match is at the moment. We're still waiting for the rain to stop, and at some point the umpires will be deciding that it probably can't go on in any way. Australia 212 for 7 from a full 50. Sri Lanka 38.1 for 123 for 7 wickets down. Sangakkara 39 not out, and Vas 21. And those bowling figures on the right we've already shown you. Now, the Sri Lanka par score after 38.1 overs under the Duckworth-Lewis system is 171, so they're 48 runs adrift at the moment, and the umpires will be starting to count down and reduce the number of overs available, but the rain hasn't stopped. Since the moment it swept across, it has just been throwing it down here at St George's Park. You do need to feel sorry for the dogs and for their human handlers as well. Here at St George's Park, Port Elizabeth, The first semi-final in the 2003 World Cup has been called off. A cloudburst hit the ground. The game was called off with Australia winning by 48 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. That's the card of the match, just to show you what has happened. The Australians 212 for 7. Simon's a wonderful 91 from 118 balls, and he batted through to the end of the innings as well. And a 93-run partnership with Darren Lehman. No other 50-run partnership for the Australians. They were deep in trouble at one stage because of the good bowling of the men on the right, Shaminda Vas, Aravinda De Silva and Sana Jayasuriya, who between them took 7 of the Australian wickets. Sri Lanka 123 for 7. Sangakkar remained 39 not out and Vas 21 not out. They were just starting to get cracking when the rain came and swept across the ground. Well, undercover, fortunately, we have Tony Gregg, and he's there with the presentation.
First of all, we're going to speak to the losing captain in this case. Not much of a loser. He's had a wonderful World Cup, Sana Jayasuriya. First of all, commiserations on today. It was the sort of pitch, the sort of conditions that one thought Sri Lanka may just be able to do it. So you'd be a bit disappointed.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I think this kind of pitch we have been used to, and I think the bowlers bowled really well and we fielded well, and we restrict them to 212. That was a very good thing to did that in this wicket. And I think again the batting let us down very badly, and the middle order collapsed again, and unfortunately myself and Mawan got out.
Well, you say the batting let you down. I mean, the Australian attack is a really good attack, and they've made it a life tough for everybody. It was tough out there against them today.
Yeah, I think the wicket was good to bat on because less bounce, and what we want is to keep some wicket in first 10 overs. We don't want to lose any wicket. Right. That is where we lost the match. I think what we wanted is to keep some wicket on first 15 overs. We would have easily achieved our target, but I think we didn't bat that well.
That's right. Well, all your supporters in Sri Lanka will also be disappointed, obviously. But it's been a good World Cup. You've enjoyed it. I mean, I know it's not a good time when you've just lost a match, but in general, have you enjoyed the World Cup?
Yeah, it was in general. We did really well to come to semi-finals and come to Super Sixers, and a big achievement for our team. And I think come to semi-final is another big achievement. I think overall it was a very good Sri Lanka team to come to semi-finals and did do well for this particular game. Even with semi-finals, I'm very happy the way we bowled. We did our 50% of the match, but unfortunately, the other 50% we could do it.
And today you say farewell to a wonderful cricketer in Aravinda.
Yeah, I think we are going to miss Aravinda De Silva. I think he's a great cricketer, and I think he has done so much for Sri Lanka cricket, and I think it's very difficult to replace people like Aravinda De Silva.
You just don't. I can tell you that. You just don't. Bad luck. Good luck with the series that you're going to play in the future, and well, we wish the whole of Sri Lanka all the very best.
Thank you.
Right,
I would wish Australia also for future final game.
Right, well, there we are. Wishing the Australians good luck for the final game, and Ricky Ponting's right here as well. Well, well done. It ended on a damp note, but still a good performance.
Very good performance, yeah, from a few of our players. We got into a little bit of trouble again early at the start of our innings, but the pleasing thing to come out of the last few games here is that someone's really put their hand up and done the job that's been required, and Andrew Simons did a great job today.
Yes, and it's not the first time. He made that 100 at the Wanderers when it was needed, and he's come to the party here probably in conditions that weren't really the sort of conditions he revels in.
No, not really. He played beautifully though, and he's played beautifully right the way through this tournament, I think. I mean, looking back to that first game, that was one of the best one-day 100s you'll ever see, and today was, you know, the reverse of that. Very, very sensible innings and paced it really well and got us a respectable total.
And what about the performance of the bowlers? Brett Lee coming in and bowling that delivery that got rid of Marvin Otapada, that set things going.
It did. That started us off here, and you know, we got a few wickets after that. We were able to put a bit of pressure on them. You know, we got the run out. We had everything happening there for a while, and that really put them on the back foot. So the way Brett's bowling is outstanding, and let's just hope he's got one more good game in him.
Right, well, one more good game. Off to the Wanderers in Johannesburg for the final. Fancy your chances?
Oh yeah, we're going okay. We've certainly got a little bit of improvement to go yet, particularly in the batting side of things, and I don't think we're that far away. Look, most of the batters are looking pretty good, just getting starts and not going on with it, so let's hope that all clicks in the final.
Well, everyone in Australia certainly be wishing you well.
Let's hope so. Thanks, mate.
Right, Ricky Ponting there, the winner today, and of course the man of the match who's going to get that gold watch from Sir Everton Weeks, none other than Mr. Simons himself, Andrew Simons, who's played very well indeed. So if you'd like to accept that watch. Yes. Well, this is a pretty special occasion. You've done it to the Wanderers on a quick wicket. Now you've done it on a slow wicket. Things are going well.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, Tony. I'm starting to grow a brain or something or other.
But you've obviously enjoyed it. It's been a great World Cup for you. I mean, we thought at the time when you got that big 100, you were pushing for it. You wanted one under your belt. And once you've got one of those, the pressure's off a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it just gives you a bit of a roadmap as to how to actually play the game, especially coming in a bit further down the order when the ball's a bit softer and the field's out, to still sort of not get in that mode of wanting to hit fours every over, just accumulate, I suppose.
Enjoying the fielding as well. You're still doing a very good job there and getting a bit of a bowl now and again.
Yeah, I mean, try and chip in wherever you can, and beats standing out in the deep doing nothing.
Well, there's a lot of Australians who'll be saying, right, we'll go and do it again in the big one, the World Cup final. Fancy your chances in that one?
Yeah, I'm feeling confident, but there's 4 or 5 blokes who bat before me who take a fair bit of getting out, and on their day, devastating batsmen. Wouldn't surprise me if a couple of them had a big day, in a few days' time.
Congratulations today, very well played, and good luck in the final.
Thanks, mate.
There we are, the man of the match, Andrew Simons, batted superbly today. That's it from down here.
Just confirmation of the match. Australia 212 for 7, Sri Lanka 123 for 7. Those of you filling in your scorebooks at home, the umpires took the players from the field at 5:01. The match was officially called off at 6:10, and Australia proceed to the World Cup final by virtue of a 48-run victory here under the Duckworth-Lewis method.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.